Deep in the silent expanse of space, a sleek alien spacecraft hovers, its glowing geometry sharply contrasting against the starry void as it quietly observes our little blue planet. Inside, a curious extraterrestrial leans into a high-tech telescope, scratching its head in absolute bewilderment at human behavior. Through their advanced lens, they see a massive, obsessed crowd of humans gathering around a tiny, shiny yellow rock resting on a pedestal. To an outsider, this obsession makes zero sense. But if we stretch a glowing timeline across the screen, zooming back through 5,000 years of human history, a strange and undeniable truth emerges. Look closely at this single, majestic chunk of gold. It's undeniably beautiful, emitting a warm, magnetic glow. Yet, when you strip away the romance, the reality is almost comical. Gold doesn't actually produce anything. It just sits there, lazily resting in a pile of dirt, doing absolutely nothing for society. It pays no dividends. You can poke it with a stock market chart all day long, and it won't wake up to hand you a quarterly yield. And let's be real, you certainly can't eat it. Try taking a bite out of a solid gold hamburger and all you'll get is a trip to the dentist and a broken tooth. You can't even jam a shiny gold bar into the gas tank of your car to power your commute. It is, by all modern utilitarian standards, completely useless. And yet, time-lapse through history, and you'll see the greatest empires the world has ever known, the Egyptians, the Romans, spending unimaginable resources to build breathtaking golden palaces specifically to house and honor this rock. Eventually, the inevitable happens. Those beautiful, invincible empires violently crumble into gray dust and ruins, swept away by the winds of time. But what remains in the center of the debris? That same gold rock, perfectly shiny, completely untouched, outliving them all. Boom! Welcome to today. Transitioning from ancient ruins to our hyper-modern neon-lit financial capitals, you'd think we would have outgrown our shiny rock phase. Instead, that massive golden rock is soaring straight up into the sky like a rocket, leaving a trail of fire as it aggressively breaks all-time highs. It's flying with such force that it literally shatters the transparent glass ceiling of modern economics, sending shards of outdated theories flying everywhere. If we hover a magnifying glass over it, the true nature of this asset is revealed. It's not just fancy jewelry. Cross out that diamond necklace. Today, gold has morphed into the ultimate global panic button, a massive, heavy, glowing red and gold emergency switch resting on a pedestal. And right now, in the suspenseful shadows of the global economy, a hand is hovering right over it. Slam down. Bam! Someone just pressed it. Massive, glowing neon shockwaves are ripping outward across the global map. To understand why, we have to step into the metaphorical boxing ring. In the left corner, the heavy, glowing, undisputed champion, the gold rock. In the right corner, its modern mortal enemy, a stack of flimsy green paper money. The bell rang for this fight back in 1971. That was the year the proverbial scissors snipped the golden thread that tethered the US dollar bill to a physical gold bar. It was the absolute end of the gold standard. Enter the era of fiat currency. Suddenly, millions of green paper bills were left floating aimlessly in the wind, entirely disconnected from anything solid or real. If you swing open the massive doors of the global bank vault looking for what backs up your money, you won't find glowing gold. You'll just find a dark, endless, empty void. So why does paper money have value? Because we all collectively hallucinate. We all share one giant rainbow-colored hypnotic thought bubble that says a piece of paper is worth a fraction of our lifespan. We were told to trust the governments. For a long time it worked. Friendly, bright government buildings handed out stacks of money and citizens were happy. But then the mood shifts. A jagged, glowing red crack suddenly fractures the foundation of that beautiful institution. Trust starts to break. That red crack spreads like a virus from the buildings directly to the paper money in your wallet. The collective hallucination is breaking down. A massive, ominous, dark storm cloud rolls in over the happy city. Heavy rain starts falling, and the drops aren't water. They're viruses shutting down the world and downward arrows signaling a brutal recession. Panic sets in. And what do governments do when they panic? They run behind the curtain to the one machine they know how to operate. Pause. The money printer. It roars to life, a giant, imposing beast glowing with intense neon energy. The strategy? Flood the system. What follows is a literal tsunami of green paper bills crashing down onto the city streets. Citizens are left floating on flimsy rafts of cash, looking around in utter confusion as the floodwaters of the money supply just keep rising. But this flood brings a silent assassin. Enter the inflation ninja. Sneaky, operating in the shadows with glowing red eyes, he tiptoes into your house while you sleep. He doesn't take your TV, he reaches into your piggy bank and silently steals the golden coins of your purchasing power. It is the ultimate silent tax. As the supply of money explodes like a balloon pumped to the absolute limit, your dollar loses its muscle. That strong, heroic dollar bill icon slowly deflates into a tiny, weak, sad piece of paper. You feel it every day. Your overflowing grocery cart shrinks to almost nothing, yet the massive glowing price tag attached to it keeps getting bigger. Your dream of a beautiful home shrinks down until you're staring at a doghouse. Ultimately, your life battery, your hard-earned savings, is slowly draining from a healthy green to a critical flashing red. Through all this chaos, gold sits at the bottom of the turbulent, swirling ocean of paper money. It is incredibly stubborn, solid, unbothered. You cannot print it. If a cartoon money printer desperately tries to spit out a gold bar, it just jams, sparks, and catches on fire. Bringing gold into the world requires massive industrial effort, giant excavators digging deep into dark caverns with laser drills, moving literal mountains of rock and dirt just to extract a single tiny glowing drop of pure gold. It is the definition of extreme scarcity. In the cosmos of economics, gold is financial gravity. Its massive weight bends the grid, pulling floating paper promises down into reality. It acts as a heavy anchor dropped into a storm-tossed sea of fiat currency. It forces reality on a fake system. So, with the system shaking, where is the smart money heading? Do not look at everyday retail investors frantically checking their phones. Cross them out. Do not look at the chaotic, screaming stockbrokers on Wall Street. Cross them out too. Pull the camera back, past the noise, into the massive, dark shadow looming over the financial world. You need to look at the apex predators.
Picture three massive silhouettes: a dragon, a bear, and an elephant wearing business suits, sitting around a glowing boardroom table in space. A massive, silent shift is underway. These central powers are quietly vacuuming up all the physical gold bars from around the world, hoarding it in private vaults at record-breaking speeds. The speedometer is pinned to the red. They are sitting at a high-stakes poker game, pushing massive stacks of gold into the center, and the pot is the earth itself. The glowing neon sign above the table reveals the name of the game: de-dollarization. For decades, the US dollar sat proudly on a golden throne as the world's reserve currency. But then, the US weaponized it. That throne transformed into a high-tech laser cannon. With a single blast, it froze the foreign reserves of other nations into solid blocks of ice. The message was clear: step out of line, and a giant hand flips the glowing red off switch on your economy. Bank screens glitched to zero. It was a global wake-up call, an alarm ringing violently across the earth. As geopolitical storms gather and lightning strikes, nations realize they need an asset with zero counterparty risk. Gold sits safely inside an unbreakable energy shield. You can't freeze it. A hacker can type furiously, but their digital code just shatters against the physical metal. It is sovereign wealth in its purest, most undeniable form. But wait. Suddenly, a bright orange meteor crashes into the scene. The dust clears to reveal a floating, glowing Bitcoin logo. For the first time in 5,000 years, gold has a loud, highly volatile rival. Bitcoin rides the crazy, looping roller coaster of modern finance, but it has rules. A glowing digital vault shows exactly 21 million coins, a hard-capped supply, existing entirely outside the net of government control. And it has one massive advantage. You can take out your smartphone, tap a screen, and literally beam $1 billion of value straight through space to the other side of the globe, settling in exactly 10 minutes. Try doing that with physical gold. You'd be stuck watching an armored truck with flat tires struggle up a hill, weighed down by the metal, requiring tough-looking security guards and massive steel vaults. Bitcoin is the cool, glowing teenager doing a kickflip into the future. But gold is the majestic ancient king on the throne with a 5,000-year head start. Gold is built on generations of human trust, passed from hand to hand. And then comes the ultimate test. Imagine a giant glowing neon power plug. Now watch a hand yank it entirely out of the wall. The power grid goes down. The bright city instantly goes pitch black. In that absolute darkness, your smartphone dies. The glowing orange Bitcoin logo fizzles out and vanishes into the void. Digital code requires infrastructure. But in that exact same pitch black room, the physical gold rock begins to glow with a brilliant, warm, comforting light. It still shines. So what happens to gold now? Surrounded by the inflating red balloon of global debt, the silent ninja of inflation, and the bursting thermometer of geopolitical tension. It does exactly what it was designed to do. It expands into a massive, impenetrable dome, shielding you from the madness. Listen, gold won't make you insanely rich overnight. It is not a tech stock shooting to the moon. It is not a lottery ticket you scratch off hoping for a windfall. It is an insurance policy. It is a beautiful, glowing, golden shield hovering over your house while the dark storm rages outside. It is a heavy, silent anchor, dropping down through the violent, swirling tornado of printed paper money, hitting the solid seabed with a heavy thud, creating a shockwave of absolute calm and stability. Our world is incredibly fragile right now, like a cracked glass ornament held delicately in the dark. But when you place a little bit of that shiny, useless certainty, a single polished piece of gold onto the cracks, its warm light begins to heal the system. The alien looking through the telescope finally nods. They get it now. They fly away peacefully, leaving the ultimate anchor safely on Earth. While the background spins in a chaos of paper money and crashing graphs, the gold rock sits solidly on its pedestal. It brings a family relief and security against the dark. That golden glow expands, filling your screen with warmth, cementing its title as the ultimate anchor. The green paper floats away, leaving only the pristine, perfectly polished symbol of enduring wealth. So, take a page from our winking piggy bank friend. Protect your purchasing power. Hit that subscribe button and watch it turn to solid gold. Next time, we're looking at that glowing orange rival, Bitcoin. Until then, stay grounded.